Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing great today. Get ready, because we're about to dive into the incredible story of one of the most remarkable aircraft ever built. A jet that didn't just fly, it dominated the sky. This is the SR-71 Blackbird, and it was born to be untouchable. Developed during the height of the Cold War, the SR-71 was a direct response to growing global tensions and the need for real-time intelligence. The U-2 spy plane had served its purpose, but after the 1960 U-2 incident, when a U.S. plane was shot down over Soviet territory, it was clear that a faster, higher-flying alternative was needed. Enter Lockheed Martin's Skunk works, led by the brilliant engineer Clarence Kelly Johnson. He and his team had already built the U-2, but what they were about to create was on a completely different level. The SR-71 Blackbird was the result of radical design thinking. Its body was long, sleek, and dagger-like, coated in radar-absorbing black paint mixed with iron to help dissipate heat. The aircraft had a radar cross-section smaller than that of a bird, making it extremely difficult to detect despite its size. But what truly made the SR-71 a marvel was its performance. With a top speed of Mach 3.3 and a service ceiling of 85,000 feet, the Blackbird could fly from New York to London in under 2 hours. At cruising speeds, the airframe would stretch up to 4 inches due to heat expansion. The heat was so intense that the cockpit glass had to be made from quartz and cooled with special systems. Even the tires were unique, filled with nitrogen and impregnated with aluminum to withstand runway temperatures after landing. The Blackbird was powered by 2 Pratt & Whitney J58 engines, which were in many ways ahead of their time. These engines operated in a hybrid mode, transitioning between turbojet and ramjet behavior depending on speed. At maximum velocity, most of the thrust didn't even come from the engines themselves, but from the unique design of the air inlets and shock cones, which managed airflow so efficiently that the aircraft became more of an air-breathing rocket than a jet. Flying the SR-71 wasn't for just anyone. Pilots had to undergo intense physical and technical training. They wore full-pressure suits similar to those worn by astronauts, as sudden decompression at high altitude would be instantly fatal without it. Inside the cockpit, they had to manage complex systems under extreme conditions while flying faster than a bullet. The reconnaissance systems on board included powerful optical and radar sensors, infrared scanners, and side-looking airborne radar, all capable of mapping terrain and identifying installations with pinpoint accuracy from the edge of space. The SR-71 wasn't just about power and speed, it was a strategic asset. Missions over North Vietnam, the Middle East, and even North Korea provided critical intelligence. The aircraft could fly over hostile territory, photograph an entire region, and return before the enemy even detected its presence. During one mission, it was targeted by over 800 surface-to-air missiles, and none of them made contact. Despite its unmatched capabilities, the Blackbird was expensive to operate and maintain. It required specialized fuel, JP7, and support from a network of tankers for an air refueling, often within minutes of takeoff due to its intentional fuel leakage on the ground. Still, it served the U.S. Air Force with distinction from 1966 until its retirement in 1998, logging thousands of missions without a single combat loss. Today, the SR-71 remains a symbol of what's possible when engineering meets ambition. It shattered records, redefined reconnaissance, and inspired generations of aircraft that followed. You can still see them in museums across the U.S., standing as monuments to a time when flying faster than a missile wasn't just a goal, it was the mission. Thanks for tuning in and geeking out with me on one of the most fascinating aircraft in aviation history, the mighty SR-71 Blackbird.